guys, welcome back. Today we're going to be carving the body, putting some shape in around the sides. So I've got it marked up on the top and a mark around the edge of where I'm carving to. Going for an SE type carve on this top because I don't have quite enough depth in the top to do a full PRS recarve. So I've got my bench dogs on the bench, so I've got something nice and stable, and it also lifts it up and gives me a bit more clearance. And also going in with a Shinto rasp to get everything started.
Start to remove material. Where you can, it's best to go with the grain, although obviously because of the carve we're doing, at some point we're going to have to go across. One of the reasons why I love this tool so much is it just eats wood. So I'm just getting it down to my mark. And then when we're there, you change the angle of attack, blend it in. So I'm going to crack on with this and speed things up because this will take a while. So I'll see you on the other side.
So starting with the core side of the foil and just going around the edge of the body, taking the material away between the two lines I've marked to produce the angle, facet, chamfer, whatever you want to call it. So now I'm changed position and holding the guitar body in the vise. That's literally just so I can get to it with a different angle and just make it easy for the Shinto to get where I need it to be. So still on the core side, and I'm just removing material as fast as I can between those 2 points. Now there are other ways of doing this, faster ways. You can use carving discs on an angle grinder, Dremel attachments by the score, but it's a really warm day in the UK and I didn't want to have extraction going with face masks and ear defenders, and I just felt like having a chill day with a few hand tools, to be honest.
So we're getting close now to where the Shinto can take us to, and I'm literally just trying to match these two lines together using the finer side because it's easy to control, and coming down the grain, and you know, I'm trying to keep myself above where I'm cutting just because it makes controlling it easier and you can see where you're going. One thing you do is your fingers will tell you more than your eyes ever will. So periodically I'm running my fingers over where I'm carving and I'm looking for feeling any imperfections, you know, dips, bumps, hollows, etc., which we'll need to tidy up afterwards. But I'm getting to the stage now where I need to change to files rather than this rasp. Now I'm holding the file with several fingers, but I'm using the finger underneath the handle like a depth stop, because that will help keep the angle consistent, and my other hand is controlling the end of the file, acting as a stop. Because the end goal is to get this facet even all the way around. So we just keep going until we get there.
So we've got carve around the outside of the body. I'm almost at the angle where I want most of the way around. Got some tidying up to do, but I'll sort that out with like sandpaper, scrapers, etc. Now need to get some access in here for reaching the upper frets. I've got marks as to where I want to be. and that's how far down, or maybe how far down we want to go into the body. So same principle as before, except I'm starting on the Iwasaki files because it's a tighter space, and you just start removing material between the lines. So trying to maintain the same angle on the file just so it's consistent. But this file is very coarse, which is why it's catching occasionally. But once you get it started, it gets a little bit easier. But you can see it was just, 60, 90 seconds worth of work. I'm already starting to develop a chamfer into that shape. So keep doing that until I get it to where I want it. Right, you can see now I'm just coming through the bottom of the rosewood and starting to get into the sycamore. You can see that edge there is starting to grow as I take away more material. But these files let you be precise, so I'm still not actually getting anywhere through where I've marked where I want to carve the shape to. It's a strange thing with these. They seem to work without you consciously telling it where to go. It's difficult to describe, but that's exactly what it does. It's very peculiar when you first start using them, but they're great tools. And the half round shape of this is what's causing the little scoop in the edges. I'm not doing that deliberately, it's just the shape of the tool doing it for me. So, honestly, if you don't have some of these, get some. They're worth every penny. And they're not the cheapest tools you can buy, but I've had these for 5 years and they're still cutting as well as they did on the first day. So money well spent. Right, so I'm close now to where I want to be with this. As you can see, we've achieved a really nice carved effect for not very much time with a bit of elbow grease and a hand tool. I know there are people who do this on CNC and router templates and everything else, but doing this with a hand tool, and not every guitar I make is going to be identical. There are going to be slight differences, so I think it just adds to the the specialness, if that's even a word, of each one. So I'm not going to go much further down here, but doing this is very similar to facet carving a guitar neck. You're essentially removing material between two straight lines, and that creates a curve. The first time you do it is going to completely blow your mind, but it's an awesome way of doing things, and it's easy. You can figure this out and do some practice, and you can sort this out in less than an hour, and you'll be doing it. So seriously, have a go. Or more interestingly, how do you do this? If you've got a different way, a different tool, a different technique, put it in the comments. I'll see it and I'll have a go. I'll try it, because ultimately we're all here to learn. And the day I stop learning, frankly, is the day they put me in the ground, because there's always something else to learn and know and do. I've still got that entire line left where I marked how I wanted the carve to look. And, let's be honest, this is a pretty violent tool, but the precision you can get with them, they are worth the money. I know I keep saying it, but they are. So, yeah, if you want to do anything like this, get one. Or all of them. I'm going to switch to the slightly finer one. Well, I say slightly finer file, which has got a narrower profile. So it makes it easier to get into the shape. And it will just start to even everything out and finalise where we are. So that's how I carve upper neck access on a guitar. It's time to do the comfort carve on the back. So again, starting with the Shinto on the core side to remove all that material that's got to come away between those two marks, and short of using a machine of some kind to do this, these really are the best tool for hogging away a lot of material very quickly. Because it's the lattice shape, you can see what you're doing through the blades, so you can see where you're going, and you just go at the wood and remove as much as you need to where you need to. So again, I started on the bench with it flat, and now I've got it upright in the vise just to help with access and angles and everything else. And like on the top, trying to keep my eye line above where I'm cutting. It helps with control and seeing what you're doing, and obviously having it in the vise lets me keep my other hand free to guide the tool and helps with support. And when that's done, back in with the Shintos just to tidy everything up, and I'll finish it all properly once it's all glued together during the sanding process. That's the body carved all the way around, and the comfort carve done on the back of the body. If you're new to this channel or this series, there's a video popping up now which is the introduction to my guitar build off, so if you've not seen it, go back, watch that, and it'll explain what I'm doing in this series. So thanks for sticking with me, and I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.